Hi friends, welcome back. Welcome to today's class. My name is Rochelle. I teach yoga inspired movement. Today's class is going to be focused on abs. So you're not going to need much for this class, just something comfortable to wear, your mat. So if you're feeling all set, let's get started. Let's go ahead and start today's class with some grounding. Find a comfortable position to sit in. Go ahead and drop into this space. Close your eyes. Bring your palms face up on your lap. And just taking that first conscious breath of the day. Even inhales and exhales. This time is for you. Do your best to push out anything else that's nagging for your attention. Make it intentional just for yourself here. We just need a little window of time. So commit that for yourself right now. Start to connect your focus onto your breath. Make that mind-body connection. Even though we're going to be focusing on a body part today, we're focusing on our core, on our abdomen, we can still tie that into a greater theme about ourselves. So when I think of strengthening this part of the body, I think of support and giving ourselves that support. So we're going to feel strong today. We're going to feel empowered. Even if we're not perfect at this, even if we struggle to do this today, showed up for ourselves. That is support. That takes strength. That takes commitment. Stay here for just a couple more breaths as we drop into that headspace, make that commitment to ourselves. And pat yourself on the back for that. One more inhale. Let out a nice big sigh if it feels right. And I'm going to meet you in a tabletop position on hands and knees. We're going to start first with rolling out the wrists here. Let's just roll out one wrist, alternating one at a time. Bringing the majority of the weight back into our knees. Just roll out one wrist, one at a time. Go ahead and bring the knees closer in. Start to sit back on the heels. I'm going to have you turn your palms out, facing away from you. Fingertips are up towards the ceiling. Now you're going to rotate your fingertips down, place them on the mat. Come forward, still keeping a lot of your weight here in your hips, barely any in your wrists. Start to apply a tiny bit of weight at a time, and then start to lean backwards, sit backwards. Get a nice stretch through the bottom of the forearm here, through the wrists. You can see that I'm doing small little pulses, keeping the movement dynamic, just really being slow, doing this for the first time today. You can start to come forward a little more, sit back, start to increase that range of motion. Go ahead and sit all the way back again, bring up the palms. Now we're going to turn to the opposite side of our hands here, to the top of our hands. We're going to come down, fingertips are still towards the knee, still just barely putting any weight into our wrists, and then rocking back, coming forward, slowly coming back, carefully coming forward. Ooh, this feels good. I do not do this enough. It might feel really weird, or it might feel really good. Great. All right, go ahead and sit back, shake that out. Have dead hands here as you just try to rotate them around. Little T-Rex arms. Okay, let's come into tabletop here. On all fours, what I'm gonna have you do first is tuck the toes on the right leg as you reach that right leg behind you, touch down with your toe here. And this is just a nice gentle hamstring opener. We're going to press away with the palms, leaning back into the toes of that extended leg. Small little pulses as we open up the hamstrings here, introducing just a very, very slight stretch here. You start to increase your range of motion, coming forward and back further and further each time. Staying on that back foot a little longer. Pressing into your toes, into the ball of your foot. All right, bring that knee back to center. We're gonna extend the left leg now. Go ahead and flex the foot, touch down with the toes, keep the toes tucked there. Start little pulses on the left side. One side might be more open than the other, totally normal. So little pulses here. If you need to spend more time on one leg versus the other, feel free to do that as well. All right, go ahead and come back to center here in our tabletop position. All right, come to a kneeling position here. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can also tuck the toes like this. If it's a little bit easier for you, you can also come to a seated position. On the inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, tent the fingertips as we touch down to either side in our twist, opening up to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, open up to the left side. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, reach down. Inhale, twist back to center. Exhale. Go ahead and do this 2 more times on each side. Last time. Wonderful. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and start our practice here in down dog. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips up, pressing away from the earth. And for this first down dog, go ahead and pedal that out a little bit. No need for straight legs. A nice bend behind the knees if that is what feels right. Pedal that out. No need for stillness quite yet. When it feels right, go ahead and try to find stillness now in your down dog. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale out the mouth. And let's do some downward dog spinal rolls is what I like to call them. Bring your feet just maybe an inch or so closer on each side. We're going to press through the tippy toes as it lifts our hips and we round our back. Come up to high plank, but we're going to also then bend the knees until they're hovering about an inch above the mat, still on our tippy toes, heels are raised. And then we push back with our hips in a diagonal, kind of like an escalator, back to downward dog. Okay, we're going to do that a little bit quicker for 5 more rounds. I'm going to have you inhale as you come to the top of high plank. Exhale as you drop the knees and press into down dog. Let's do that 4 more times on your own breath at your own pace. Last one, we're gonna hold at the bottom of the movement. Hold here with the knees hovering. Really draw in the tummy. Imagine you're sipping through like a Capri Sun. Pulling your belly button in towards your spine. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Drop the knees. Come to the top of the feet. Press back into child's pose. And rest the forehead down. Come back to your breath here. Let your heart rate come down. A nice little way to start getting the core fired up. Also a little bit of a quad burn in there, right? On your next inhale, go ahead and come up to all fours. We're actually going to turn to the opposite side of the mat here. Find a seated position, but keep the knees bent and the feet flat on the mat. All right, so I'm going to do a little twist on boat here. This is going to require strength here through the core, also a little bit of work here through the sides of the hips. Now, I would like you to just go ahead and start with your hands, your palms behind you, supporting you like so. You're going to keep the knees and the thighs glued together as you lift the feet up, shins parallel. Now from here, keep those knees glued together as you move the left and right foot out to the side and then back to center. And the key here is to keep your knees together the whole time. Those are the things that are keeping stuck together. Just the shins and the feet are moving away from each other. Now, if you're looking to spice this up at all, here is a challenge. Keep those feet floating, come up into proper boat here, and then repeat this movement from here. Keeping the knees together, moving the heels out to the opposite direction. Ooh, I'm shaking, y'all. Let's do this for 3 more. 2, 3. I lied. I'm going to have you do 2 more. 2 and 1. Whew. All right. That was good. Okay. Take a breather there. Moving the feet out wide on the mat. I'm going to dip knee to the right, dip the knees to the left, come back to center, and repeat. Twist to the left, twist to the right. Whew. All right. From here, going to move back into boat pose. So if you were not doing boat pose last time, let's go ahead and set up for boat pose now. With knees bent, feet flat on the mat. You see how my posture is kind of like a crescent moon right here with my torso. I'm going to inhale, roll the shoulders back behind me, bring my chest through and forward. And now that's going to engage my core here. So I'm going to really pull my belly button into my spine. Inhale here, and to tilt back. Bring the thighs and the knees together, shin parallel, feet flex, arms are parallel. This is your boat pose. You're gonna stay here for 1 more breath. Inhale, exhale. On that exhale, we're going to come into hollow pose here. Stay here for 3 breaths. Try to control your inhale and your exhale. You might see me shaking. I better be able to see you shaking if I was able to look through the screen right now. 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. Slow little circles with your knees. Bring the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. Extend the legs out straight, or as straight as you can. If you need to keep a bent knee, do so. Hands on the shin here. We're going to inhale and then exhale, come back up into boat pose. Inhale, exhale, It's okay if it's not smooth. You're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Slow and controlled on the inhale and exhale. Inhale one more time. On the exhale, slowly come into hollow pose. Leave the shoulders lifted, the neck lifted, the head lifted. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. Exhale. Knees into the chest. Whew. Not much of a break here. Bring the feet up towards the ceiling. Hands on the shin. Inhale. Exhale. Rock up to boat. 3 breaths here. This is going to be our last one. Keep drawing that belly button in. Chest is proud. Keep bringing those feet in. Last time. Exhale. Slowly come down into hollow pose. 3 breaths here. Last time. Chest. Whew. Stay here for a moment, guys. Go ahead and create little circles if you'd like to with your hips. Find some movement in here. Reach out tall to the wall behind you. That was some good work right there. All right, if you are ready, we are going to move on here. Go ahead and straighten out the legs, hands on the shin. Inhale. Exhale, we come up to boat just for a second. Crisscross. Land down the hands on the mat. Step back into plank. Come down onto the forearms here. From here, we're going to pull in our belly button up towards our spine here. Really contracting the transverse abdominal muscles here. Let's stay here for 1 more even strong inhale and exhale. We're going to walk the toes forward towards our elbows. Keep a slight bend in the knee here depending on your flexibility. This is dolphin. We're staying here for 3 breaths. Really pushing away with your elbows. Bringing your biceps close into your ears, pressing the shoulders away from the mat. 1 more breath. Inhale. Let it fill up your belly with air. Exhale. Let your tummy shrink back in towards your spine. We're going to walk back out on the inhale to dolphin. Sorry, this is your forearm plank. And we're going to take 3 breaths here. You can see I'm already getting delusional. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. On that exhale, really pull your tummy up towards your spine. Inhale. Let the belly fill with air. Exhale. Pack that all in. Walk the tippy toes towards your elbows. This is our dolphin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep pressing away from the mat here. 1 more inhale. Exhale. Last time, we're going to walk back out into forearm plank. Find 3 breaths here. One more breath. Try not to collapse down. We're really pressing away from the earth through our elbows. Nice round through the top of the back. Exhale. Last time, walk the tippy toes in dolphin pose. 1 last time. 3 breaths. Keep pressing away through the elbows. 1 more breath here. Exhale, come down to your knees instead of child's pose, unless that's absolutely what you want to take right now. Here is an invitation to come up onto your knees instead and find a resting position here. Child's pose isn't resting for everyone. So if that resonates with you, you can come onto a kneeling position like I am now. I'm going to roll out the neck here. If you've chosen child's pose, you can still roll the forehead side to side on your mat and get a nice little neck stretch. Going to take our fingertips, interlace them, press them away from us, straighten the arms, inhale, reach. Exhale, bring them out to the side and down. Whew. That was some good upper body work too, guys. All right, y'all, from here, let's go ahead and come down onto our stomachs. We're gonna set up here for a little locust pose with some dynamic movement. So go ahead and bring the thighs together, the heels together, elbows are bent, hands are down here by your breastbone or by your armpits. Keeping a nice neutral neck here to kind of tuck the chin here a little bit. We're gonna keep the chest lifted here. We're just gonna start first with raising our hands up off of the mat, getting used to engaging our core while also firing up our back muscles here. You might need to be squeezing your glutes a little bit too to maintain this shape. Go ahead and exhale, bring the chest down. Now next time we are going to incorporate lifting the feet off the mat as well. So inhale, lift the feet. We're lifting the thighs, lifting the hands. And exhale, very good. This time on the inhale, we're gonna hold on the exhale. We're gonna actually reach forward here. Inhale, bring the elbows back. Exhale, bring everything back down. We're gonna do that 5 more times on your own breath and at your own pace. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. Back to center. And exhale, back down. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale. Stay lifted. Exhale. Got 2 more. Last one. From here, go ahead and bring your forearms crossed in front of you. You're going to rest your forehead down. Bend the knees. And we're just going to sway our feet side to side. We're going to move into our cool down next. So when you are feeling ready, go ahead and bring the legs back down. Find yourself on your backs. Go ahead and bring the knees into your chest. And just start creating little small circles with your knees into the ceiling. That was some really good work, guys. Go ahead and bring one foot down at a time and then straighten the legs out. We're going to inhale, do a big body stretch, reaching up and behind us to the opposite wall. Any last minute poses you want to do before your Shavasana, you're welcome to take those now. When you are ready, go ahead and bring the arms back down to the side. Let's take about 60 seconds to transition ourselves from our self-care to getting back to the real world, okay? Go ahead and completely let go of your focus on your breath now. Come back to the theme of the class when we first started. Take this as proof to yourself that you know how to support yourself. You know how to take care of yourself. You know your own needs. Feel confident in that. Feel strength in that. You showed up for yourself. Yeah, it's just an ab workout, but taking care of our bodies, we are able to take care of our minds. Build trust with ourselves that we are capable of being there for ourselves. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. And take 10 more seconds here. Mentally preparing yourself to Get back to the day. The next few moments, just gently turn to one side of your mat before sitting up into a seated position. Thank you for trusting me with your practice today. I'm honored to be your teacher, and I look forward to our next class together.